This is Sneaker Gears. My name is Levi, and welcome to another episode of Performance Gears, where today we're looking at a second iteration of the Jordan 33. Now, this has kind of been a saga for me, so I don't know if this is actually a review or this is really an update. So if you're not following me on my Instagram, definitely follow our Instagram, on Twitter. You can definitely get more updates on that. I haven't done Facebook too much. You guys comment down below if you really want me to update that as well. But big updates on the Jordan 33, and I definitely want to give a shout out to Stangen Hoops on Instagram. I'll put his tagline in the section below, but he had a great time in his Jordan 33s, and he's someone I follow. I'm like, man, why is he having such success on a shoe that was heavy, that was clunky, had bad transition, where it was firm, the fit wasn't really that great. I actually take the respect of a lot of other reviewers where I comment, and the same people who are Duke and Wear Testers, and I want to say Drama, no one really had a great time in the Jordan 33s. They were, like I said, heavy, clunky, had a lot of negative things going for it. And then on top of all that, the fast fit system on my technically second pair broke. So I returned them, and I was able to get a pair of Why Nots, and thank God, I'm glad I did. Well, All-Star Weekend, really the only shoe I wanted, guys, don't fault me. I wanted to try the Adapt BB, and I was able to try those, and I'm happy I didn't really have to buy them, and hopefully you guys can watch the review, and I can put the link to that as well. But I was able to get the Travis Scott Jordan 33. These things are dope. Like, they look good, so worst case scenario, these are going to be a casual use. And I never intended on actually wearing them on court, but if you guys follow my channel, I don't really try to buy heat. I'm not trying to buy hype game. I want to buy stuff I can wear. So this, although it is still heavy, this, although I didn't have high hopes for it, I'm like, you know what? Let me try it. This guy Stangen Hoops, he's saying all these great things. Maybe I had a bad pair, and it is what it is. So let me put it on. And unbelievably surprised, these were fantastic. I felt the zoom. It was bouncy. It was cushy. I felt that flight speed system. What are they calling it? Yeah, flight speed versus speed plate or flight plate. You actually feel the push off even more exaggerated than the Why Nots. I felt the heel zoom. It was cushy. It was bouncy. It made the Why Nots feel a little bit firm. So overall, and then these broke in like 20 minutes. I played in them, and at first I'm like, man, these are going to be painful. Let me just get over it. Let me just try it. Worst case scenario, I'm still going to wear it casually. All right, so put them on. These things played amazing, and I don't know if it's because this is suede, and this is the only pair I've seen that has been a soft material, but the width of my foot, and everyone's foot is a little bit different. If you have a wide foot, it doesn't mean it's the same wide foot as someone else. If you have a wide toe box, it's going to affect you differently than someone has a wide midfoot. I have a wide midfoot. So right around here, I always have issues, and for whatever reason, these broke in immediately. Super comfortable. They were so comfortable, in fact, I wore them once, wore them twice with my Why Nots, and really close. I wasn't really to say definitively which one is better, and that thing speaks more highly of the Why Nots. All right, so let's fast forward a few days. So I tell myself, you know what, let me grab another pair. All right, so my first pair of Jordan 33s were a size 12. They didn't quite fit. Returned them. Got a Jordan the size 13. That is the pair that broke. Third pair is now the Travis Scott's. Fourth pair is now the utility pair, or ACG, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wear these on court. Like, it's okay. Like, this kind of gives me the Russell Westbrook vibe, where you know, it's just a lot of different colors, kind of crazy. I'm like, it's a good combo, and if they play similar, you know what? That's great. The traction on these is actually a little bit better than the Why Nots. Just that nub works really well. I'm surprised I didn't use something like this on the Adapt BB, where you have something simple that is super effective. Nevertheless, put these on. Little better than initial wear. Same pain right here. I mean, maybe slightly softer. I felt the cushion maybe a little bit. So I put it on with my Why Nots, and it couldn't have been farther from playing differences. The Why Nots, you felt the zoom immediately. The heel cushion actually felt, if not the same, maybe a little better. And this has heel zoom. The foam compound used on this, and it wasn't nearly what was used on this. And I don't know if this is a player edition. I don't know if I got something special. Actually, I'm looking at the tag now. No, I mean, maybe it's the date when they were made, but it was completely different. So I wore these two side by side. Same shoe. Yeah, this should perform the same, even though they're different colors, even though the materials are slightly different. I mean, this still has a suede here and the fake leather. Suede, fake leather. I think the only major difference would be that heel tab, which is, what is that? Suede versus, this is more of that kind of, feels like a bed liner on a pickup truck. So that shouldn't affect the performance of the shoe. Huge difference. Side by side, this was immensely bouncier, softer underfoot. The width just felt so much better, like it was made for my foot. The heel zoom was hugely apparent versus you feel a giant zoom and then you don't feel it on here. All right, so all that for me to get to 2 points, and forgive me for being long-winded. And you know what? Let's make it 3 points. And I'll get to that in a second, what the third one is. But first point, I still can't recommend the Jordan 33. If you buy a pair and you enjoy them and they fit you, God bless you, that is great, because I have found one as well. But the inconsistencies between each pair, and I might give it another try, because they really are good, and I'm iffy about it just because I do like the way they look. They're heavy, they're clunky, but that flight blade, that way it pushes off, is serious. It really does push you forward. These things do play amazing. And if you're thinking, oh man, is he gonna play in these more? I'd love to. But, so the first point is, I can't recommend them because you don't know what you're gonna get. So if you get a great pair, that's awesome. I would recommend you not tell everyone like, oh, you gotta get it, this is a great shoe. It might be, it might not. And I hope you have a great shoe. And at least I can say I found one. That's fantastic. But I can't recommend it nearly for anyone, and that's very similar to what the Kyrie 5 was, and I think Jerron mentioned that in his video. They're so inconsistent, it's hard to recommend what you're getting. It's not the same shoe from colorway to colorway, or even from date to date when they're manufactured, or where they're manufactured. So, alright, that's the first point. Second point, I have a video close-up here. This shoe is starting to exhibit some of the same symptoms that happened on my first pair, or technically second pair, before the fast fit system broke. Alright, so when you pull this to lock it in, you should feel tension right around here. Here, I'm literally still feeling nothing. Nothing there. Alright, I can grab another pair just to show it to you guys, but I'll have a zoom in version of it. Oh man, that's tightening way up there. Alright, so this is tightening right here. And the difference is, and it's tough here, that's why I'll have the zoom up close. If you notice, on one pair when you're pulling it, it's actually pulling almost from both sides. And whether it should or shouldn't, that's how it feels. It feels a little bit more stable. Now, if you look at the other pair, it's actually only pulling from one side. Again, I don't know which way it's supposed to be, but I can tell you this, they're different, they feel different, and the one that broke on me was only pulling from one side before it gave out. So if Jordan Brand or anybody would like to find out, contact me. I'd love to know the difference, or tell me, hey, that's supposed to do that, it's not supposed to do that. But these are pretty much going to be relegated to just casual use, which does suck. The second problem, and this is still my second point, is, and let's see if this one does it. When you loosen, and this happened on my pair as well, on both my Travis Scotts, this doesn't happen. When you pull the eject button, it doesn't pull out the entire strap from underneath. So the problem with that is I feel like it's getting misplaced. That's happening on this pair. This pair I'm essentially going to be returning, so I really don't care. That's Jordan's problem, whatever they're going to do with it. My pair, what sucks is I don't know if I can wear them, just because I don't want this to lock down again. And I already need Jordan Brand not can do anything. You can't tell me, oh, give the warranty benefit of the doubt. If I go through their mail system, it's going to take over a month for me to get credit back, because they're not going to give me another pair. Like, these are sold out. These are done. Like, I can't get another pair. The Travis Scotts are gone. If I want to buy a pair, they're going for what, $250, $300 online. So these are going to be for casual use, which does kind of suck. But my third point, and this is something that makes a big difference, your why nots are giving you the same forefoot cushion, technically maybe a little bit better. You feel the spring plate a little bit more on that. But the cushion on this with the injected Phylon, as well as you still having that flight speed system, still makes up for it. The decoupled nature makes it feel vastly less clunky, and not clunky at all. Like, it's just worlds apart. And then the heel cushion is maybe a slight step down from the Zoom that was super cushy on that, but you still have a little bit of bounce, and it still feels a lot nicer than any of the other 33s I had, and it still feels nicer than if you're coming from, say, the Jordan 29 or the Jordan 30, so it's not a negative. On top of that, these are lighter, better transition. I love the rounded edges, and more importantly, above all of that, I own these. I own these. I actually tried on the All-Star pair, but that colorway is a little bit too much for me. They all feel the same, guys. They all feel the same. No matter what kind of hooper you are, you're not wondering, is this going to work? Is it going to break down to me? These laces are not going to break. I don't have to think about it. The cushion, I don't have to worry about breaking in. This feels the same, which is amazing from try-on to on-court. And when you break them in even a little bit, they feel better. So when you try these on the store, you're not waiting for a surprise. I have the PG3s, and if you guys are following me on Instagram, those take a while to break in. I have my thoughts on that, and it's a sick looking shoe, so I'll give you updates on there. But if you're buying a shoe, it should be consistent. You shouldn't have to be worried about colorway to colorway. This is happening on the Kyrie 5. Now it's happening on the Jordan 33. Quality control is having an issue, and when I'm trying to buy multiple pairs of something and I'm getting different results every time, one, it affects what I'm saying as a reviewer. Hopefully when you guys come to our channel and you watch me say something, I can give you, beyond the benefit of the doubt, that I am doing my best. I'm putting in the time to give you the most accurate information, coming from someone who's actually playing the shoes and putting them through the ringer. So I hate to have an experience, share that with you, and all of a sudden it's a totally different experience with a different shoe. If my first review was on this, I would have told you guys to go out and buy this immediately. It is amazing. That everything about it feels totally different, from the cushion setup to the foam to the transition, and it's a great shoe. But this is not where you're going to be getting. I can't even guarantee if you have the Travis Scotts if it's going to play that way in this colorway. So really a sad thing. If anybody has any connection, if you watch this, share this video, post it, do what you can. Let's find out what's going on with Nike and Jordan Brand, because the same thing can be said of the Kyrie 5s, where some people had great traction, and like myself and like Jeronmon, we had ones that would just play on ice skates. It's not even worth it. I ended up selling my pair, and it's a great looking shoe, and it's going for a lot of money, but it's something that it was just okay on court. Just because if you can't plant, if you can't jab step, I mean, I can play some sandals. Like, I don't need to be playing in a hooping shoe with Kyrie's name on it. So, guys, that's my Jordan 3 update. Love these. Can't say enough about it. If you have a great pair, enjoy them. Like, hopefully they last. If Jordan Brand wants to come out with the same shoe with a proper lacing system, and or one that is a little bit more guaranteed to work, then maybe we have something. And if they want to give us the foam that they're using in this, then great. So if that's a low top, if that's a 33.5, got Jordan Brand, make it happen, because you have a great shoe here with the flight speed and with this setup. And even for wide footers, this is something that was molding to my feet amazing well. Maybe that's the materials, because this is an NRG version, but it's not a huge upgrade over any of the other colorways. That red colorway, if you guys want to take a look at that, uses a quilted leather, looks really nice. That's another pair I might try to get, and I will keep my eye on some of the colorways coming out and try them on in store, because you can feel it immediately. Guys, when you put it on, you're either going to feel the zoom or you're not. It's not a huge break-in process, because I put 2 months of break-in on the initial pair and it didn't matter. This pair in the first try-on, I'm like, wait a second, what is that? And I only got better after that. So hopefully that helps. Forgive me for the long rant. If you guys have any questions, put it down below in the comments and let me know. We will be having a lot more comparisons coming at you soon. If you guys want to know anything more about any other shoes, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Facebook. I'm more than happy to help out however I can. As far as the Velocity insole cushion, this works really well with that. I did use that for my first pair, and it is kind of cheating. So if you already spent $175 and you already feel like, man, this is a really hard shoe, I don't know if I like it, our Velocity insole cushion does an amazing job of adding a ton of bounce. And again, for $185, you shouldn't need it, but at the same time, you already spent the money, you already like the way it looks. It does a great job, and it gives it the cushioning it should have had to begin with. So guys, this is Levi with Sneaker Gears. Really appreciate you, and I'll come back at you later.